Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And during the Asian market trading day, there was 10 billion pumped back into the cryptocurrencies. It was able to push the market cap back over 120 billion, and it was in pretty much the top 10. They were revealing a very rare double-digit green gain that was being led by Litecoin. So lucky for Litecoin, wow, it surged more than 30%, adding 500 million to its market cap, which enabled it to flip both Bitcoin Cash and EOS from that fourth place position. Very exciting. And yesterday, of course, we learned that there were 11 more universities and colleges added to the University Blockchain Research Initiative. There are now 29, and this is where Ripple collaborates with the leading universities around the world to support and accelerate academic research, technical development, and innovation in blockchain, cryptocurrency, and digital payments. Ryan Zagone tweeted one college in particular that I was very interested in. It is the Morgan State. They are one of the 11 that were added yesterday, and it has a little bit of a special partnership. So Ripple has underwritten a 5-year academic partnership. The funding amount is undisclosed, and it, of course, is going to provide scholarships to the students, but also to faculty. And in addition, this is where it's really special, this particular Morgan State will serve as a hub for other historically Black colleges and universities looking to develop their own fintech initiatives. I think this particular collaboration is very special and very good. All right, the CME Group. Everybody knows that this is the world's leading marketplace. It's the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They have been in business since 1898. They have something that's very interesting on their website. It's free. It takes just about 15 minutes, and it will truly teach you a lot about the trading environment. And I found it very useful because when I was looking back in the old tweets today from October 2018 and was reading from David Schwartz when he talked about what moves the XRP price, you can see that he is telling everyone about the importance of the market makers and the market takers. Those takers, of course, must be those that are accepting the market price for immediate trade. But the market makers are very interesting now. They can be large or they can be small. There's even a story on the Ripple website about a guy who became a market maker with just starting out with 1,000 XRP. And they, of course, will have a little bit more influence over the price. Sometimes they enjoy a little pricing power. And when they place their orders, it is different from the current market price. And they buy, of course, at lower prices. And they're not so worried about filling these orders immediately. So it will appear on the order book and only execute when a trader who is the market taker accepts that price. So that's where you see the movement up and down is within these market makers and market traders, or market takers. I think if you want to take the quiz on this particular test, you can take all the subjects, and it only takes about 15 minutes. There are videos to support and then some very simple questions, but you're going to cover, if you do it, the makers and takers, of course, in the market. You're going to also cover liquidity, trading with the methods. So you have trading on fundamentals, you have trading on technical, and you also have trading on momentum, which I found that part to be very, very interesting. So of course, reading the bull signals and the bear signals and going with momentum. I like that kind of trading. Here's a typical question in the technical analysis part. It said, what can create a bumpy ride in the market? Okay. 1, taking profit. 2, news. 3, changes in other markets around. Or 4, all the above. So if you think about how price has moved, you hear people, well, the sellers are in control, people are taking profit, right? So yeah, that's one of them. And news, absolutely. Less lately than before. Boy, I remember in 2017 and early 2018, news could really swing this market like 20% with a FUD story. But it has become a little more resilient to news as of late. But number 2, news and the changes in the market. So if you have something that has happened, like, oh gosh, if there's a hack, that is a big change in the market and that has an effect. So the answer is, of course, all the above. So all 3 of those factors can move the market prices and create a bumpy ride. So that just gives you an idea of the kind of questions they ask. And when you do complete it, you will be able to print out the PDF certificate where it says the certificate of course completion, and you can put your name on there for trading and analysis. I'm not sure if that is something you want to hang on your wall, but it's kind of fun. All right, and Mr. Fujimaki, he is a Diet member. The Diet is the Japanese version of the Congress, and he's a lawmaker, and he recently, as in Friday night, had dinner with Mr. Kitao. He is the CEO of SBI Holdings, and to Mr. Kitao's left there, well, to his left is actually Mr. Morita. He's the senior managing director, and this Mr. Saito is on his right. He is the VP of SBI VC Trade, and they did a lot of talking about blockchain and virtual currencies when they met for dinner. Mr. Fujimaki is really working hard at changing the tax laws here because he thinks that high tax will hinder the growth, and also he wants to enhance liquidity for the crypto assets. And in this particular article, which appeared on the Coin Post today, they quoted Mr. Kitao saying that he is progressing quickly among domestic banks. It's good news. And he is going to have some future cooperation with the government. So it was a good article. And tonight at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 6:30, Mr. Kitao was on TV. He had his special program on Fuji BS Telebi, and he had a guest where they talked about AI and technology in the space. And of course, he is really becoming a leader in this whole fintech and AI space. So I think he enjoys it very much. And the program I still have to watch. I taped it, but I think he is absolutely one of the strongest leaders in this space. Okay, one more story. So this Japanese megabank, the 3 megabanks, shut down their P2P blockchain money remittance pilot program. I think this really surprised everybody because when they canceled it, they were really in the final stages of launching. And this is the megabanks Sumitomo Mitsui, huge, Mizuho, huge, and Mitsubishi UFJ, of course, the number 1 bank in Japan, and I think the 4th largest bank in the world. So they did away with this ambitious project. And the question is, well, why? So we go to the Asian Review, which is the Nikkei, and the Nikkei actually owns the Financial Times. They're very reputable. We can see here that all 3 banks felt that the cancellation was needed because the digital payments market is so crowded. So it has the likes of Line, and of course MoneyTap. So the SBI Sumishin Net Bank with Suruga Bank and Resona Holdings. They launched MoneyTap and are using it from this last October. It is now known that Mr. Kitao is going to put XRP into MoneyTap, and he sees the global opportunity. So I think these three are going to be the payment options that will carve out the market space, and those big banks are going to join these existing projects. That's what I think. Okay, everybody, I'm moving to the fluff. Did you know that it snowed today in Tokyo? So I thought, wow, how appropriate to talk about a dog that was bred for snow. There is an island, this island here. You can see this is Japan. Tokyo's right here. And this island, which has gone back and forth between Russia and Japan over the years, is the home of a dog called the Karafuto-ken. And that is a husky breed that looks a little bit like this. And it was bred by the indigenous people. They are called the Navik. And this breed was used also by the explorers of Alaska and the South Pole. I just wanted to put in a picture of the indigenous people. They are still living on that island. They're doing a really good job at keeping their culture alive and their language alive. It's a very small group. I think there's only, I don't know, about 500 of them, but they are serious to keep their culture. And this is a modern day picture of some of the leaders. He is actually the chief now. So the dog breed has a very great, fun story. There are two that are very, very well known here in Japan, and that's Taro and Jiro. They are brothers. These two dogs are. They were the youngest of a 15 sled dog team that was the first to assist the Japanese expedition to Antarctica. And that was done in 1957. And unfortunately, the researchers were hit by a very severe and unexpected storm, and they had to be evacuated out of the area by helicopter. They got the dogs pretty much, I think, chained up, because they were going to return back for them. And they gave them enough food to last for a couple of days, but unfortunately, they were unable to return until the following spring. That was 11 months later. And they found that these two were loose and running and happy and healthy. That is Taro and Jiro, and they survived by eating penguins, seabirds, and fish. Well, they were able to continue helping the crew for the rest of that particular season. Unfortunately, Taro passed away on the expedition, but Jiro returned back to Japan, and he lived in retirement in Hokkaido till the age of 14. They are very famous. There is a lot of monuments. There was even a great popular movie made about their life. Here is an example of one of the bronze statues that commemorate their work and their story. So anyway, there you have it. It's called the Karafuto-ken dog, and they actually believe that the long-haired Akita has a lot of that breed bred in. So if you are familiar with the Akita dog, because I think you can find the Akita is all over the world now as a popular dog breed, that is very, very close to this particular breed called the Karafuto-ken. Okay, everybody, that's all I have for you today. Please take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.